Dana White just announced that Brock Lesnar has officially retired from MMA. The fight with Daniel Cormier was never set. DC was never offered that fight. It was never in the works. Dana White had to sit down with Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar is a great negotiator. So he told Dana, I want a flat fee. Dana said, hell no, you can bounce. So according to Dave Meltzer, he says Brock Lesnar wanted a flat fee for his next UFC fight due to the UFC pay-per-view now being online only. Dave says the number was deemed too high and turned down by the UFC. Ariel Helwani recently spoke about this, and he calls bullshit. He calls Dana White's bluff. He calls Brock Lesnar's bluff. He tells it like it is.
So let me transition to Brock Lesnar here, because last night we reported over at ESPN that, for all intents and purposes, the dream of him fighting Daniel Cormier anytime soon is dead, and they're moving in the direction of Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier. As of right this moment, that fight is not signed. It's not a done deal, but that's what they want for August 17th in Anaheim, California. UFC President Dana White telling our own Brett Okamoto that Brock has retired. I'm a bit of a skeptic. I'm a cynic when it comes to Brock Lesnar, because we have been down this road with him before. He himself was on ESPN a few years ago talking to Michelle Beadle and saying that he retired from MMA, and then, he came back a couple of years later and fought Mark Hunt at UFC 200. And so he is a lifelong worker, if you will, and I never really believe anything when it comes to Brock Lesnar, because he is the greatest negotiator of all time, and he knows how to use leverage here and there, whether it's on the WWE side or UFC side. And so what I do believe is the fight isn't in the works anymore. There was an offer on the table, and he's choosing not to go down that path. I don't necessarily believe that this is it for him, if we're just going to take Dana at his word. What I want to ask you is, a lot of people are coming up and saying, oh, it's got to be USADA. It's got to be USADA. Based on what you know, does this have anything to do with USADA?
Not as far as I know, and that doesn't mean that it doesn't, because Brock Lesnar was tested very recently by USADA. I do know that. It did update on their online database, which is public for anyone to see on their website. So he was tested not too long ago, a few weeks ago, I believe. I don't know. Obviously, the policy now, which started last summer, is that the UFC and USADA does not announce any kind of positive drug test, any kind of potential anti-doping policy violation until the completion of their investigation, the adjudication process, until the whole thing is done. So there have been cases recently where people were suspended provisionally and we didn't know it, like Diego Montano and Marvin Vittori. There was no announcement about those provisional suspensions. Paulo Costa, another one. We didn't know. We didn't know that USADA was investigating that situation with Costa. They don't announce it. So is it a possibility? I would say, yeah, it's a possibility. Personally, I don't think so. I personally believe that, and we will find out eventually if that's true or not. But I mean, this is just the kind of the pattern that Brock Lesnar has always followed, right? He has an opportunity with the UFC, and he uses that to probably get a big fat paycheck from Vince McMahon and WWE, and that's probably what happened. I believe this morning WWE announced that Brock Lesnar will be doing their show in Saudi Arabia next month, and I'm sure he's making a very, very large sum of money.
So there you have it. USADA is on some bullshit. USADA is owned by the UFC. USADA is crooked. Brock Lesnar is crooked. Brock Lesnar couldn't cut a deal with USADA because USADA is getting exposed, and they're not about to give up their credibility for a steroid junkie like Brock Lesnar. They've already helped him out 1, 2, 3, 4 too many times. He's not even worth that much. One guy isn't worth the whole UFC going down. They're already on a huge lawsuit with Mark Hunt. I'm gonna go find some more news for you guys. I want you guys to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment. I want you guys to come back. Peace.